share because he's a changed person. And most times we don't know the value of what we are getting from this place because we get it cheaply. We feel like it's normal, but truly it's not normal. If you go out there, if you see how people are running their life without goals, without, as in, like a goat, you will be amazed. So please, as much as possible, let's do something about everything we learn, even if it's one per time. Thank you. So today I will be taking building a world-class team, recruitment, retention, and leadership strategies. It's a great opportunity for me to take this morning. I was actually looking forward to sitting here and hearing and seeing, oh, okay, what else am I going to do? And I was told I have to take the class. So I'm going to take the class. I'm going to be sharing more of my personal experiences on my job while I was working as an employee and as an employer. Let's go. So today, my outline: introduction, recruitment and strategies, retention strategies, leadership strategies, building a world-class team. That is a summary of what is very important for us to do, and the conclusion. Introduction. A world-class team is the backbone of any successful organization. Building such a team requires strategies in recruitment, retention, and leadership. This presentation explores the principles to create and sustain high-performing teams. I'm sure most of us, if you ask, apart from people that will say it's capital, we'll say people, that we have problem with our staff. And we'll keep having problems with our staff until we change. And we say it's the backbone of every businesses. If we don't have good people to drive our business, we are going nowhere. I got married 18 years ago, and we were living in the hospital. My husband worked with Dr. Lamitoye. And some of the faces that were seen around then, I still see them today. That means she must have worked for over 18 years. One of them is in the hall today. Yes. So what is Dr. Lamitoye doing right? And he has taught us a lot on how to manage our staff. But 6 months, they've gone. I'm with you, but personally, are we doing the right thing? They say no one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. One person cannot totally run a big business. Yes, if you are running a one-man business, a small shop, you are the cleaner, you are the salesperson, but we don't want to be that kind of person. We want to build businesses that we have in companies, in countries. So if we really want to do that, there is no how you can do it all by yourself. We need people. And if we need people, then we have to learn how to manage people. Recruitment strategies, attracting the right talents. The number one thing when you are planning to recruit is to identify the skills, the experience, and cultural fit required. Identify the skills, the experience, and the cultural fit required. Basic skills that a lot of individuals continue to manage her. She said, see, let that bad person go. I've recruited somebody that is not fit for the job. And because I was incompetent at that time, I thought I want to. So to start with, you have to check, is the right person, am I recruiting the right person? Am I attracting the right CVs? Very important. So you have to list it. What are the skills I want? Must this person be able to speak good English or is Igbo? For me, when I'm recruiting, sometimes, depending on where I'm posting you to, I may want somebody that speaks Igbo, but there are bases. So you have to sit down and look at it. What kind of person do I need to recruit for this purpose? Define both hard and soft skills says in the role. There are some things that are not so important. There are some that are core values. There are core skills that you need to get. Ask yourself, what is not important? What is important? Like they will say that we should hire nice people and we should train skills. There are some skills that you can't come and train on the job. If you're hiring a professional, that person's more have the basis of being a professional. Identify the soft skills, the hard skills that the person needs to have. Clearly outline the mission, the vision, and values of the organization to attract the right fit. What kind of business are you running? You are running a business and you know SU cannot work for you. What happens? I know an hotelier that they do they do and went ahead to recruit somebody that is a pastor. Yes, this is actually true. They went ahead to recruit somebody that is a pastor, and along the line the pastor said, I want to go for my master's in. I'm not saying it's right or bad business, but you should know that this kind of person cannot fit. And also as a staff, because you're still starting and you go ahead because you feel that, oh, she's a nice girl, she's this. How do you cope? So while we are trying to recruit, we have to look at it. What are the things this person is to be doing? Will this person be able to do it? So you have to clearly outline the mission, the vision, and the values. Let them know, do I want to grow with this business? Is this kind of business I really want to do? There was a time we had a mastermind and we had this affirmation we usually say. We call it, that we usually say at the beginning of our meeting. And somebody left that group because she said, every time we read that affirmation, I ask myself, can I truly do this thing? She left because she feels like, no, I can't truly do this. I don't belong to these people. She left. So let them understand your mission. Let them understand your vision. Let them know what you're set out to achieve. Your part of your value is integrity. And somebody is coming in, lying already on the CV. Do you really want to take that kind of person? Because a lot of time, because we really need somebody, by the time we are doing recruitment, we feel like, kumata, kumata. But at the end of the day, it truly matters, small, small things. But because love has blindfolded you, you feel like it doesn't matter. By the time you get married, you find out that marriage is a high opener. And it's just like recruitment. When you are thinking this thing doesn't matter, by the time the person comes into the business, the person starts showing his or her true color, then you know that, wow, I should do this. So when you are recruiting, when you're trying to get CVs, when you're trying to poach people, make sure they understand your vision, your mission, and the things you want to do. In fact, a lot of us, we don't even know our vision, our missions. We don't know it. It don't have to be anything big. It should be something that you yourself you understand, you know it, and you are working towards. So, how to source for leverage on multiple hiring channels like job portals, LinkedIn, referrals, industry events, university partnerships, and co. Nigerian universities have also started this, where people go into universities to go and recruit. You'll be saying that my small business. Yes, we should learn it and know now because we are growing. They go there, they go and recruit. Okay, give us your top 3 staff. sorry, top three students, and they recruit. So we can also try that. There is a way we can always make sure that we are also doing like the big people we want to become. LinkedIn, when you go there, you see people, professionals, telling you about the things they can do. Referrals, not hand me down people. Because some people will give you stuff, and you know that once you take that child, you cannot sack the child. Not such people. You are saying that referrals, somebody is referring his wife, his husband, abi her husband to you, and you know you can't sack this person. When we are talking of referrals, you have to be careful. It should still be somebody that you know you can sack. Because sometimes we make mistake during recruitment. So, another way is employee referrals. Encourage current employees to refer friends and family in exchange for incentives. Sometimes the people we need, our employees, they know them. My present manager introduced our new manager because last year we had a lot of turnover and we needed somebody. And the person we eventually took was an applicant long time ago that kept in contact with our manager. They were communicating, and she said, I think this person will fit in perfectly. I followed her for a long time and she's a good person. At that time, we were not even ready to recruit. She said, I'm willing to resign now to let this person come in. So we can ask our employees, do you know anybody that you know can fit into this position we are trying to take? Consider headhunting top talent from competitors. Sometimes before we do that, we may need a lot of money, but it's good that we know it now. Banks do that a lot. You just see somebody working in GT today. Tomorrow, you see the person in First Bank. Next tomorrow, you see the person in another bank because they know that they are driving the business. I can remember there was a time that an hotel needed a chef, and they left and they went to the next hotel close by, and they went to offer the chef higher amount of money. And the chef came. And as far as I know, the chef is happy. Okay, so develop an internship pipeline for future recruitment. Like doctor will tell us that we should let our staff grow through the ladder. So when we are recruiting, let's try as much as possible, especially for key positions. Let's recruit people that can eventually become our managers. It may not be applicable all the time, but as much as possible for key positions, let people grow. It motivates staff because they know that, oh, I am in level 1 today. Tomorrow, I will also be the manager if I perform well. So let's allow people to come in, to learn, and let them grow. Define both hard, sorry. This is not part of it, sorry. Engage professional communities and networking groups to scout potential hires. I was in a program about 1 month ago. Was it about 1 month? About 1 or 2 months ago, lawyers were having a program, and there were a lot of vendors, a lot of people that came there, and we had a stand. I'm a member of Rotary Club. So we had a stand, and some people came in to check what we have and co. And two lawyers that don't know each other were just talking. And they said, oh, what you are talking about, I need somebody to take that position. I know a firm that needs somebody in that position. I don't know, maybe maybe the transaction has been concluded, but what they were talking about, somebody was interested. So we can go to places like this, to professional communities, to go and look for people that we need. especially when you need professionals. I'm aware that doctors have a WhatsApp group, a lot of young doctors. They have WhatsApp group where they discuss their remuneration. They will tell you, don't go to that hospital. It will pay you less than 500. Don't take that job. They will tell each other, we are not taking less than this. So if you need a staff, you can just contact somebody that is on that group. Oh, I need a staff. And they will post and they will get you somebody. There are a lot of groups like that. So depending on what you are looking at, there are professional bodies where you can get good people that know what they are doing. Effective hiring process. That's the second one. Structured interviews with scenario-based questions. How do we interview our staff? Sometimes when we are saying we are doing interview, as employer, do we really know what we are looking for? We just say, what's your name? Tell me about yourself. In that telling me about yourself, what are you looking for in that telling me about yourself? It's not just tell me about yourself. What are you looking for? You are trying to see, is this person nice? Is this person full of bitterness? And that reminds me, sometimes we hire on pity, based on pity, because we pity that person. Because we pity the person, we say that, no, I'm fine. Because we pity the person, she's a single mother. She will need that money. No, please don't do that. A lot of time we do that. Don't do that. It's a big mistake. If she has other qualities, why you want to take her, fine. But even if the person goes on with stories of woes and sad stories, please don't take such person. Because that person is a sad person and it will bring that to your business. So when you're trying to interview, ask them questions like, oh, have you ever taken a leadership position before? Let the person explain what he or she has done before that you think this is worthy of, what's it called? Make sure that that person is not just telling you straight, I am this. Nobody will tell you that I'm not a good person. Nobody. It is when they are talking that you will know that, oh, you didn't do this well. You didn't do that well. So ask scenario-based questions. Involve multiple stakeholders to ensure unbiased selections and develop standardized hiring process to improve efficiency and consistency. In my office, what we do when we are trying to recruit, when we have your CV, when you come, depending on the position, some will write tests, some won't write tests. But we make sure that everybody, you write a story about your happiest day. Why? We want to see the kind of person you are. We want to see this kind of person you are. And we now allow different people that you are working with. Look at it. Point something out. What do you think about this person? What do you think about this person? There was this pamphlet we had in the academy, I think it's no more here, that talks about when you are recruiting that you should make sure that you have a female on the board. I was trying to check, maybe we still have that book, but we don't have it. Because most times, women, we have that instinct to feel like there is something wrong. One of our drivers just left, and when they were recruiting, everybody that would be working directly with him, they felt like this guy is okay. But I felt something is wrong. I didn't just want the guy. But everybody working directly with him said, oh, he's a good guy. I think he will be okay. I allowed them. But unfortunately, it disgraced the organization. So please, let different people be involved, especially people that they will be working with. If you have a good manager, if you have people that you are comfortable working with already, let them be on that panel when you're trying to bring in a new person. Because when you waste so much time recruiting and recruiting, what time will you actually use to work? Because most times when a staff comes in like the first 3 months, they are still learning. In fact, depending on the technicality of the business, it may be longer. So by the time you finish training them in 3 months, they leave you. Another person comes in. You'll find out that you are even paying more than recruiting a professional to start with. So let the person they will be working directly with, at least let that person be on that board to see that this is the kind of person I want to work with. Don't just be the only person. If you are going to be the only person to interview that person because it's just a small business, invite a friend to help you. A friend that understands recruitment. Invite your husband or your wife if you feel comfortable doing that. Don't do it all by yourself like, okay, I'm done. Please get second opinion. Conduct reference and background checks to validate credentials and experiences. When people leave an organization and they don't do well, they pray you don't refer to their previous employer. Unfortunately, most of them, they don't have a choice than to put it there because they know that you want experience. Most times what I do, I don't even let you go. Right there and there, I try the person. Because most times after they have left, they will now be, oh, okay, this person talked about reference, so it's likely the person wants to call. Please, when she calls, please tell you how this. I first try to see, is it a company that I know? Is there somebody that can talk about this person to me? If not, right there, I will call that number and I will tell the person who I am. And do you know such a person? I'll put it on speaker. A lot of time people will lie once they know that, oh, it's for employment. But if the person truly has not done well, they won't lie. I once had a staff that was involved in fraud when she left. And she got a very good job. And she came begging that, please, I need a reference letter from you. I said, a letter or you want them to call me? She said, I need to write. And I told her, I'm sure you won't want me to write it. Are you sure you really want me to write? She said, yes. I said, I should write it. And she said, that's why I'm begging. So that I will lie to you, I will lie to another employer. So it's very important we do reference check. And sometimes our reference check doesn't just have to be calling the references. Go on their social media handles. What kind of person are they? Is it a kind of person that is always bullying everybody, that will fight everybody, or that will post negative news all around? Ask question, which school? You can see where they have worked before, the schools, the kind of person they are. Look for people that know them. Even on social media, you can go and check their mutual friends. If it's very important, you will see somebody that will know somebody that will know somebody. So references are very key because as long as that person is coming to you to pick up a job, they will never say a negative thing about themselves. So try to make sure that somebody is talking to you about them. And at the same time, please get a guarantor. Most times, because we are taking that staff, we are happy with that staff, this person can do no wrong, you feel like, wow, this is a good person. By the time they come in, do you know what they can do? And when you don't get a guarantor, your business suffers. And sometimes because they have a guarantor, they want to behave themselves well. Like, I don't want to disgrace this person. I've been privileged to train a lot of core members, and I keep saying that my core members are not just coming to work, I am training them. And I have a lot of them in different industries. Oil and gas, bank, and co. And I have one that when she got a job in an investment company, big investment company, they told her that you need a bond. And I need to drop my checks. I dropped my checks conveniently, 6 checks. that in case you leave this company in less than 6 months, you are paying us 5 million. I said I will do it because I know that this is a good place and she needs it to get a job. And she's a good girl. So you can also get references like that. You can get a bond if it's important. So please ask questions so that we won't keep wasting our time recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. Maintaining your team. I like this a lot because this is what we keep both the good and the bad. If the bad needs to go, this is what will help because you know that I don't want to be wasting my money on a bad staff. And a lot of time as employers, this is where our problem comes in. Retaining the people we have employed. Maybe because we don't want to pay or because of our attitude. There is this saying common among apprentices. They will say, "Ọ̀gá gbawájú wọlé àlàáfíà gbẹ̀yìn jáde." That as soon as the business owner comes in, peace leaves the premises. Are we that kind of person? We don't have to rule with fear. So number one is onboarding process. Provide a comprehensive onboarding program to ensure new hires feel welcomed and prepared. When new person comes in, how do we treat them? Do you just tell them, sit down there, this is what you will do? What you think is normal is not normal to some other people. So you have to tell them, let them understand what they need to do. There is something we call it our code of conduct. It's a summary of all the things we expect you to do. A summary. How you should dress, when you should get to work, to start you off immediately. To let you know that you have to read. In fact, we give you that with your employment letter and you have to sign. To know that you can't wear so thing to work. It's just a summary of what is expected. Summary of what will help you to start immediately. Then when you come in, we give you our handbook. That handbook is detailed. It will tell you that, okay, if you come in and you get pregnant in the first 1 year, you are going for maternity leave, no maternity leave allowance. It saves you a lot of stress. It saves you a lot of people coming back to ask questions. And makes them feel comfortable, like, okay, I have come to an organized place. Nobody wants to work in a place that is not organized. So you may actually need like 3 months to put your own together. From day-to-day activities, the things that are happening, write them down. Write them down gradually. And as you're putting them down gradually, after like 3 months, it may even take you 6 months. You come up with a book, you summarize it, and you have it on your system. Somebody comes in, you send it to their WhatsApp. So let them know what is expected of them. Very key. Create a work handbook that will guide their actions and conducts. Start them strong. A lot of time we make this mistake, starting our staff strong. What do I mean? Let them do that work like. For example, if on a daily basis they will do an average of 6 transactions per day, when they are coming in, after you've trained them, let them do about 10 transactions. When you start like, oh, we are just starting, do 1, do 2. By the time you are trying to increase it, they start feeling like this work is too difficult. But when you start them strong, when you let them know that you are here to work, by the time it's reducing, now they are enjoying the job, they understand it better, and they are feeling more relaxed. But when you gradually start increasing it, they feel like this stress is too much because they were used to not doing so much. I have a small production company, and every time I bring in a new person, if they come in when we are not producing, by the time we produce, they will leave. But if they come in at a time that we are producing, they stay. That's what I've noticed. Because they already know that, oh, this is what I've come to do. But funny enough, we may not produce over a long period of time. Because we have other things you have to do, packaging, blah, blah, blah. So if they come in at that time, the work is easy. But when they come in during production, they feel like, wow, and they will stay. So make sure you start your staff strong. They need to do something, pile everything together so that they will make up their mind. Do I want to stay or do I want to leave? As much as we are trying to create an environment that is conducive, we want people that will deliver what we want. Regular feedback and coaching. Offer continuous feedback and coaching to help employees grow and develop. They say when you don't train your people, you will have monkeys. It's not just when we don't pay them. You see organizations sending people for training, training, training. Do we think they are stupid? It's because they don't want you to ruin their business. But as individuals, most times we feel like we are wasting money when we train people. And training doesn't have to be expensive. All the books you are reading, start teaching them. All the books you are reading. When you read a particular book in a month, step it down to them. You see something online that interests you, that you know will help you, teach them about it. You can't afford them to go for training. You are going for training. When you get back, don't just go back and start implementing on your own. Start teaching them. Because it will also help them on the job. And even for the ones that leave, it will help them. Yesterday, I got a call from one of my staff that has left, and she said, "Oh, I sent you a token." I was like, she said, "I sent you a gift." I said, "True." He said, "Through your first bank account." She even has my account number. I said, "Really? Okay. For what?" Okay, before I said for what, I was just like, really, really, I was praying. And she said, "For Mother's Day." And I was like, "Really?" I was really happy. Thank you. I was really happy. And I saw a message she sent. She said, "I didn't just work with you as an employee, but you have trained me so much that I can stand on my own." Where have I gotten all the trainings from? Most of them from 110. So when you learn something, don't just hold it to yourself. Let's teach them. And because a lot of times we feel like they won't get it, we want to do it by ourselves. Oh, let me quickly do it. So. No. In that book that I'm talking about, Dr. Lamitoye said part of why we have a sinking fund is because your staff will make mistakes. So when they make mistakes, you have money to correct it. So we need to start training our staff. Very important. When we don't train them, all the customers we've pulled together, they will scatter them. And they will not be able to deliver. When you train your staff, you find out that it will get to a point that they will be better than you. I told somebody to come up with a process manual for me, and what I was expecting was, okay, something detailed somehow, she's good on her job, and when she gives it to me, I'm going to edit. By the time she gave me that process manual, I was like, really? But the first time I told her, write so thing, she didn't write it well. The last few months, I've always been correcting and correcting, but she knows that, okay, Auntie will not take this from me. She took her time and she did it more than I was expecting. So don't get tired of training people. Once you hire a nice person, please don't get tired of training them, because sometimes they don't know it honestly. A call member was posted to my office a few weeks ago, and she did computer science. And I told her to do some things for me on Excel. She doesn't know how to use Excel. Computer science. Okay. I shall explain. This is just something small you have to do. And when she finished, send it to my mail. After a long time, she said, hey, it's not attaching. Maybe it's the network. It's the same network we are using here. Okay, send it to my WhatsApp because she's always on her phone. So I thought she'll be able to use WhatsApp. She couldn't attach it. When she now brought it, I found out that she doesn't know how to attach a document, computer science. But most times when I take core members, I don't just take core members because they want to work. I take them because I want to train them. And I was talking to the person in NYC. I said I wanted to reject her. But if I reject her, that means I'm just as incompetent as she is because that means I don't know my job. Fine. Assuming it's proper staff, I would have rejected her. But she's just a core member. And I told myself, if I reject this girl, they will just take her to a place where she'll be carrying file. Eventually, she won't get a good job. So I told myself, I don't want to be as incompetent as her that doesn't know her job. I know my job, so I'm going to train her. The last report I sent to Tescom last week, she did it for me perfectly. So we should not get tired of training people. Don't get tired of training people. I'm not saying you should waste your time on stupid people. But when you see a nice staff, somebody that is willing to learn, please, let's train them. Ensure psychological safety for employees to express ideas and concerns without fear. When people come to us to tell you what they feel about the business, about your process, please allow them talk. Don't shout them down. Let them feel that this is a safe space to talk. Their feedback goes a long way because most times we are not directly at the face of the customer or both internal and external customers. So let's create a safe place for them to talk, even when they are saying something stupid. Don't tell them you keep saying something stupid. Allow them, because that person saying something stupid may eventually bring something that makes sense. Even if the person is going to say that something stupid and will lead to that person going, let the person say it out because you don't know how it's going to help your business. So let's create a space that is safe for our people to talk. Recognitions and reward. Recognize and reward employees for their achievements and contributions. A lot of time we think it must be money. It must be something big. It doesn't have to be money. In fact, I just remembered we've stopped. There was a time we were always giving our staff certificates, the best employee of the month. Now, yes, it comes with money. But that certificate, you will see that they will post it on their status. They will post it everywhere. It makes them feel good. We work with Yale people, and at the end of the month, they give them cartons of biscuits. Now, for those people that did well, they give them extra. What will they use cartons of biscuit for? Most of them, they will sell. They are not giving them money. So for you to look at what you can use to recognize your staff, reward them for little things they do. When I was in the bank, there was something called performance tiled pay, PIP. We always look forward to it. And we want to avoid queries and mistakes because you know that it will affect you at the end of that quarter. If you have so much query, if you have so much exceptions from the auditor, it will affect you. So let's find a way to identify our staff KPIs. That's their key performance index. What are the things that are important for them to do? What are the things that they need to do on a daily basis? Sometimes we are very lazy to do this. But let's put it down. Okay, Miss so. These are the things that are key for her to do. For doing this, I attach so amounts. For doing this, I attach that. For not making mistake, I attach this. And for all you care, it can even be part of the salary you're supposed to pay. Because when you are paying, when you are recruiting them, you've already told them, see, I'm paying you just 100,000. But within you, you know you want to pay 150. But you don't want that 150 to be paid without that person performing. You can divide that 50 into like 3 and you look at the KPIs. You add it to it. Because the truth is, when there is no consequences, people don't perform. I was in Lagos last week and I saw people drive me like on Third Milan Bridge. I was like, what's happening? So I saw 80, 80 kilometers per hour. I'm like, show what you do. Then I said, there is camera now. I said, really? The guy said he has a ticket of 50,000 naira. I said, how did he get it? He said, through his mail. That if VIO catches him with that car, that he has left the car at home, that he doesn't have money to pay, that if VIO catches him with that car, he's going to pay more. So he went to hire another car for Uber. Why? Because there is consequence to his action. So if there are no consequences to actions, people will not behave properly. It's normal. So let's recognize them, let's reward them, offer competitive salaries aligned with industry standards. I perfectly understand that we may not be where we want to be, but the truth is, the standard where we are presently. For example, let's me use hospitals as an example. There are hospitals that have maybe 100 employees, and there are some that have 10. If you have just 10, the hospitals that have 10 employees, how much are they paying? They are paying 300,000. The ones that have 100, maybe they are paying 1 million naira. The ones that are paying 300,000, that is where you are. Why should you try to pay 200? At that level where you are, try as much as possible to make your salary competitive. You don't have to try to be like the big guys because you are not earning the money yet. But that level where you are, make sure you make your salary competitive. You'll be wondering, but the money is not enough. Find a way to increase your sales. Find a way to cut expenses. Find a way to make them do more so that they will contribute more to your income. Because when we don't pay them well, they will leave. Some people spend on public transport, some people spend up to like 50,000 naira per month on transportation. And you are paying such a person 70,000 naira. If that's the case, let the person go. If you can't increase it, get somebody around. I've decided that if you stay too far from where my office is, I'm not going to take you. Because if I can't increase the salary more than this, then why should I take you? So please, let's make sure that we are not paying peanuts. When we pay peanuts, we'll get monkeys. Let our staff look good. And a lot of people, the problem is that it's not that we are not getting the money. We just don't want to pay. And part of the problem sometimes is that we don't even know how much we are making in that business. Yes, a lot of people don't know the exact amount they are making in the business because both the capital and the running cost and everything is modeled together. And when money comes in, you can't say specifically, this is my income. This is my net income. So because we are not sure, we can't pay. And this is very important. A lot of people, is not because they don't want to pay, but they are not sure of how much the business is making. And it's from the money you are making you are going to pay. So if you are in that category, please go ahead and sit down and make sure you find a way to calculate. Sometimes it may not be accurate, but you should be able to calculate on the average. And if you have problem calculating it, one method that can help you is look at it. Okay, I sell food. If I sell rice for 100 naira, 70 naira is going to be average of my cost. Okay, other expenses, NEPA, rent, if I divide it on this plate, is how much? Is 10 naira. That's 80 naira. That means you say that you have about 30 naira. So you look at it that my profit is going to be 30 naira on my total sales on rice, on ebadis. Then you don't have to go ahead and start calculating all the time, except prices changes. We need to do that because sometimes why we are not paying our staff well is because we don't know how much we are earning. So we have to look at it. How much am I earning? Provide non-monetary benefits such as wellness programs, flexible work arrangements, and learning opportunities. The world is really changing. People want to work remotely now. If there is opportunity for people to work remotely, please don't let us say that this is how we've been doing it and we have to keep doing it. Look at it. Can we do that? If we have marketers and they don't have to come to the office all the time, please find a way to let it work for them. A lot of these young people don't even want to work again because, yeah, because of the way that we do things, like the old method. Things are changing. Let's also change. People that don't have to come to work, let them not come. People that don't like to do paperwork, if it's soft copy they like to do, if it's going to work for you, don't say it must be paper. I mean, guy. Yeah, because things are really changing. A lot of things are changing. So let's find a way to adjust. And we have to employ a lot of young people. And their attention span is very small. Very, very short. So by the time you are giving them something that is so long, they are tired. Find a way to break it. I have new set of marketers now. And rather than telling them market all through the day, I start adding operations work to it. So that you know that on a particular day, I don't even have to go for marketing. I'm going to learn what they are doing in operations. You know what is happening there. And you can actually move. You can also grow. Introduce performance-based bonuses and incentives. I've talked about that. Flexible work environments. If you find out that there is a particular day that you don't need people so much, let them stay off. What do you want to see their face for if you don't need them? Work-life balance. Encourage a healthy work-life balance to reduce burnout and turnover by having break room, child care center, health insurance, parental leave, gym membership, counseling or mental health support. I will start with this counseling and mental health support. You don't have to get a counselor. You yourself, you can be a counselor. I have something I do with my children. I do one-on-one, I take them out, I talk to them. And now I decided I will do the same with my staff. One staff per month. And that time when you are coming, you know that you will enjoy yourself. We'll go to a beautiful restaurant. We talk. In fact, there is one that I started. You come to my house. On Sundays, I have dance class. You experience what I had. You mingle with my friends. We dance together. I will pound yam for you. I won't give you, it's because me, I have the energy. I won't give you in your riro. I will pound for you. We'll talk. There was a day that I had one with one of my staff, and when we started, the first thing she did, she's very happy. She's always happy and cool. The first thing she started was she started crying. And I'm like, why? She said, I've never had this kind of opportunity in my life. So tell me, you are bringing her into our house, into your house, and you are talking to her. From there, I got to know that, okay, she needs to have another child. And we started looking like, okay, which doctor do we talk to? So you don't have to go and get any counselor from afar because you are saying that I don't have money to get a counselor. You yourself, what you have learned, counsel them. Small, small decisions that they will think is very big. They will just tell you, and you just offer them decision, solution. A staff of mine called and she was like, are you coming to the office tomorrow? It was a Thursday. I said, I'm not coming. Yeah, there is something I need to talk to you. Blah. What is it? Talk on the phone. It's not something on the phone. Okay, so when I got to the office and she came, sit down. It's not something I want to sit. Okay, let me hear. And she went on and on and on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? He said, that is it. Sincerely, it doesn't look like a problem. By the time I told her, she went on her knees and she was like, I never thought of it like that because we have better experience. So let's create a listening ear. Create time for them. We are meant to be coaches. Let's coach them, let's help them. Because when we give that to them, they'll feel like, how many people will have that kind of time for me? Most people are looking for money. But these are the people that will go and bring that money for you. You don't have to go. So create time for them because that is where you are looking for your money. While you are investing into them, you are actually looking for money because they will do their work the way they're supposed to do it. Gym membership. The gym membership, if you can afford it, yes. If you cannot afford it, gather them. But you yourself, have you started? Are you exercising? If you're exercising, you can actually decide that, okay, on a, um, you can decide that on a Saturday, we all go and walk. What will it cost you? They should put on their trainers, meet you at a particular place, do 5 kilometer, can you come work for our customers? You don't have to be like, I have to register them in a gym. The things you have been doing, just find a way to introduce them to it. Parental leave. Most times we look at maternal leave. Okay, what of the father? Yeah, paternal leave. A lot of people don't do it, but you can actually add it. It may be 1 week, it may be 2 weeks. Let's just go extra. Let's go extra. For me, I employ ladies, so I know that I have to invest into maternity leave. So if you have such people, know that soon they will go for maternity leave. Save towards it. Don't say that once you go for leave, oh, no salary. You can even decide, okay, I can't afford full salary. You can do 50%. Let's save. If we are not saving, we are not safe. Our businesses are not safe. Our staff are not safe. Health insurance and stipend. That thing, most times we don't know that as low as maybe 3,000, maybe 3,700 or something, you can get health insurance for your staff. I'm not sure how much we pay, but I think we pay just around that. Per person, we pay, I think we pay less than 40,000 naira a year. Yes. It depends on the category you are going for. Most hospitals don't want you to pay every month. They prefer you pay one off, the insurance companies. But where we use, I'm sure we don't pay up to 50,000 naira per staff. So if you do that for them, that they know that, okay, if I'm sick, I can go to the hospital and take basic treatments, they want to stay. And even some of them will never be sick. But because you said it already, they feel like, there is something about this. So let's go extra mile. Even if you can't do that one, like, okay, I can't pay the 40,000 naira per year, you can tell them that, okay, you register with a particular hospital. See, if you go to this hospital, I do 50% of the bill, you do 50%, but the truth is usually more expensive because by the time you're even just going for consultation, it's more than maybe that 4,000 naira per month. So please, let's ask about health insurance. We can do it for them. It makes them happy. Child care center. It's not everybody that will agree to this because they feel like the attention of the staff may be divided. But for me, I've decided I'm going to do it. When I was in the bank and I had a child, my firstborn, I was always crying. When I go into the vaults, I was the account officer, I'll be the cash officer. And my SO will ask me, that why now? I keep thinking about my child. My child is with a nanny far away. I am here. I always tell myself, I wish they can just give me my resignation letter and I will sign. I don't have the courage to write. But if they give me, I will sign. So for a lot of mothers, we are like that. You want your child, you just gave birth, and you want the child around you. You want to be sure that the child is okay. If you have quite a number of ladies that you employ, you can just look for a small place where they can keep the child. Or you can even add money to the crèche, whatever, so that they can get a good crèche. Let them know that you are interested in them. I have some staff that are pregnant. I have some that we are praying for. And I decided that in our new space, we are having a crèche. By the time they heard, they were so happy. What will it cost us? A room with a TV, paint it pink and blue, put rug. And the truth is, whatever the nanny is going to take, if you can afford it, fine. If you can't afford it totally, you can tell them, I will pay 50%. Others will share the 50%. So please, let's think around. If you really want to do it, there is always a way around it. There is always a way around it. We may not be able to do everything together, but there will always be a way. Yes, my office is small. There's no space for break room. You can actually allow them, okay, when when you want to eat, you can go to the back office. They actually don't like the fact that they are eating at the front office and the customer is coming, they have to cover the cooler, they have to. If there is opportunity for you to create a place for them to eat, please allow them. Let's just think outside the box. And if there is no space to do that, you can actually create 30 minutes. Like, okay, you have 30-minute break. They will choose where. Maybe it's even the next office that they know that there is a free space. They have a friend. They want to just go and chat. Create something that will make them know that you have them in mind. Let them feel loved. Because sometimes you feel like I'm paying you for it. But if you have the money to pay and there are no people to do it, what happens? And doctor will tell us that we should employ people that we can bring into our house. So when you employ people and you are not free with them, you are not happy with them, you can't relate with them, you're like your brother, like your sister, then what's the essence? Professional development, opportunities, and growth within the organization. Like we said, when you employ people, make sure that you can promote them to become a manager. Let them keep learning. Let them keep growing on the ladder. Implement mentorship programs. You may have people that are in there that know better, and you tell them, please start teaching this person how to do this. Invest in continuous learning through training workshops and courses. Provide clear career progression paths. Let them know that if you come into this business, from being a training, you can be this, you can be that, and you can grow to that. Let them know that that position where you are is not just going to be the last. It's not just going to be increase in salary. When they know that they can actually grow, they want to stay. But when they think that there is no growth, there is nothing changing, people do get tired of the same thing, doing the same thing all over and over and over again. So let there be career growth, sponsor certifications and professional development programs. If you can afford it, please. And if you cannot afford it now, start saving towards it. There is nothing we cannot do if we put it to mind. Open a personal development account for your staff too. Let them go for one training. There was a time our class governor had Adad's barrier in Orientals. And you know Orientals, they charge a lot. So they gave us 50% discount. And I used that as opportunity. I took extra room for my staff. And we all went to Lagos. Of course, they didn't attend the party. But they had the opportunity of going to Orientals to spend the night. We all went to the pool, we swam together. They saw a lot of people and they were like, we went on the train, we went on the business, the first class, not business. Just a small treat. So please, let's try as much as possible to create memories for them. When we save towards it, we'll find out that we can do it. Organize team building activities like volunteering and giving activities, social activities, tournaments, and outdoor activities. Starting from outdoor activities, we usually have book reviews. We read a book per month. And sometimes we go and do the review outside. We can go to a poolside, we'll swim and do review. We've been here before, we eat, we do review. We've invited speakers to come and talk to us. We go for a lunch. We've gone to a lounge in the evening before because normally it's not something that they will do by themselves. Something that it's likely that they may not do. Give them the opportunity to meet people that you meet. So look for outdoor activities. There was a particular weekend that we organized, what's it called? Like a gym section. We brought our gym instructor, we dance. We did exercise, we took breakfast, and we go home. So let's look for something that will encourage them. There was one particular um, Valentine's Day. I got one of them to help me. Before they got to the office, we hid their gift in different parts of the office. And they got in, they were all looking for their gift. If you get your gift first, you get something extra, just something to just make them know that you have them in mind. And when you now give them the work to do, they want to add value. It doesn't have to cost you so much. So let's look for things that will take you out of the office. It may even be a personal function. It may be your mom's birthday and you are traveling. Look for money, carry one of them along. It can even be just like I go to Ilorin. It can be Ilorin. Let them go with you. Let them just experience something different. You can decide to volunteer. You may decide that, okay, we want to go to a particular orphanage today. Okay, I run a hairdressing salon. You can decide that, okay, all of us, we are going to the orphanage to make their hair. You run a laundry service. You can tell them, okay, oh, this weekend we are coming to work. We are washing all the clothes of these children. We are ironing. So look for something you can help around. You do it together. It may even be the area where your office is. You can decide we are cleaning on a Thursday. Wear your t-shirt and people will say, who are those people? Before you know it, you are even marking. Did you tell that person? So please let them know what is expected of them. It is when they know what is expected of them that they can do what they need to do. Continuous performance management. Regular one-on-one check-ins to implement a structured system. About appraisal, you have 40 over 100. Everybody knows that 40 over. So you know that you have not done well. Let's put a number to it. It helps them to understand that they've not done well. When you say, you've not done well, how well? Oh, you've done, it's okay. What number? It helps them.